Alrighty. Oh, we are back on the hunt of the Showdown. Back at it again. We gotta go here, click this, and go to game. There we go. Now we got some audio. Dude, look at this fucking skin, bro. Actually fire. Actually fire. So, we're gonna go to the shooting range for a moment, get my aim kind of warmed up. All right. I'm so used to Tarkov, where like you almost have to over aim. Where it's like this, you just literally aim right on them. Wow, okay. How many meters? 400 meters per second? Okay, yes, I mean, this thing is basically hit scan. I gotta remember that. Don't need to lead. At all. Bro, could you imagine? If Tarkov had a white line showing you where you were throwing your nades. Oh, this thing is so bad. There we go. Ah. Fuck, bro. Forgot. I've lost doesn't pen. God, there's so much I forgot about this game. Like, truthfully. Like, how little you have to adjust your mouse. Like, obviously you can flick and whatnot and be all crazy with it, but... But like obviously, like you're not gonna be, you know, 100 meters out. Oh, flick shot, you know? No, you're gonna be taking your time to line it up and whatnot. Up close is really the only time that you'd be like, you know, really flick shotting. But even then, it's almost better to just take your time. Just like aim in. Aim in, take your time. Know what I'm saying? Bro. Oh. Let's see here. I know they have a Mosin here, right? Yeah. Oh my god, that headshot's from so far away, dude. That's wild. That is fucking wild. I mean, this one... This one does pretty decent at distance, too. I mean... You know, what's nice, too, about playing Tarkov for so long... His, my target acquisition skills have gotten a lot better. I can usually kind of tell as I'm yeah. Anywho, all right. Okay. Feel like I should restart my game. Gotta optimize the settings for the game, you know? It always tries to throw it at like the highest stuff. believe. I think there can be a spawn off to my left, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely a spawn off to my right. What's up?
Squidward, you are liking the KRYTcaustic, don't you, Squidward?
How you doing?
I am playing Hunt Showdown.
Oh boy. that bad, huh?
I mean, I haven't played it in a while, and
No, same, but just
you know,
don't
it's
really want to either.
not the greatest.
I mean, I guess I
but
could. Honestly, that GTFO game that I got is like really cool. It's been around for a while. It's in early access, but it's, you know, it feels pretty solid. But it's definitely like you need a team for this kind of game.
So what's it about?
So, let's see. Store page. GTFO is a hardcore cooperative horror shooter that throws you from gripping suspense to explosive action in a heartbeat. Stealth, strategy, and teamwork are necessary to survive in your deadly underground prison. Work together or die together. Your team of prisoners is dropped into the rundown when a new work order is released by the warden, or issued by the warden, the mysterious entity holding you captive. The rundown is a series of expeditions, each one taking you deeper into a decayed research facility called the Complex. You descend level by level, scavenging tools and resources that help you survive in a perilous network of tunnels where gruesome creatures lurk in every shadow. Complete all the expeditions to fulfill the work order and clear the rundown. Be warned, GTFO isn't your typical run and gun shooter, it's for players that value a serious challenge.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, look at it on Steam, honestly. Like, I think you might...
Yeah, I will here in a moment.
Yeah, when you have a chance, obviously. No, stop what you're doing in the middle of your game right now.
Alright, will do. I'm
kidding.
I haven't heard any shots.
No, take your time,
Weird.
honestly. It's all good. But yeah, this is one of the better, like, games that I have played recently that is something new. It is difficult, but considering that pretty much everyone playing it comes from Tarkov background and Marauders, we're no stranger to that.
Yeah, I just love the people who complain about... Or, in Gen Chat last night, there was a guy saying that Marauders was hard, and I don't think I've ever laughed so hard. Like, yeah, it's harder than Call of Duty, okay? Like...
To be fair, I was one of those people when I first started playing, you know?
Right, no, more than anything, it just goes to show they're inexperienced with the game.
I mean, true. But that's not bad.
Oh, no, he saw me. I'm so dead. I died from the fucking fall. Nope. Wow, he actually hit me. That's crazy.
I mean, not everybody comes from,
Damn.
you know, sweaty background with gaming.
No, it's true.
But there's also, you know, a good way to handle it being difficult and not a good way. So.
There's also acknowledging the fact that you're going to play a hardcore shooter.
Right. And it's like now by comparison, I don't even think, well, and you know, I mean, Marauders is somewhat hardcore, but like compared to things like Tarkov or even this like
it's
GTFO
more
game, it's
arcadey.
not that hardcore. Yeah. It has hardcore elements, but
yeah, it definitely is more arcade-esque.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that that Luke Severeid guy is fucking hilarious. I watched like an hour like stand-up set that he did on the thing, and it was
That's
just
funny.
like, dude, like, I want to be your friend.
Yeah. Nah, I figured you'd like him.
No, actually, genuinely, I really appreciate you sending me that one, because, yeah, it's like one of the first comedians I've seen in a while where it's just like, bro, like, this guy, like, is me. Just, if
Yeah.
I were straight and bald and had a beard.
Yep.
He has ADHD.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, and it's like watching that set, before he even mentioned it, it was just like, I think this guy's got ADHD, you know? And then he talks about it later, and it's like, yep. I mean, he doesn't talk about it much. He kind of just, you know, mentions it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's from, I think, Washington, Pacific Northwest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, once you're done, check out GTFO and let me know what
Yeah,
you're
that's what I'm looking at right now.
thinking about it, because if you want to play it, I may be willing to bestow a gift upon thee, if need be. Yeah, I was playing with Duke and Indrek, and then there was another guy that I've barely seen from Space Police, the jet ski space dunce guy, kind of just like showed up, and you know, Indrek had played before, and so had he, and so Duke and I were like, yeah, he was like, hey, like, you know, you mind if I join you guys? I was like, yeah, dude, of course, like, you know, Duke and I have no fucking clue what we're doing, so please.
Yeah.
You know, tough games are always better than yours when you're new if you have someone that's at least played before. And I like that there's kind of, you know, different ways you can do it. You know, obviously, like, stealth can be effective and pay off. Like, there's some of the enemies that, you know, light and sound gives you away and can just fully aggro them. So you have to like sneak up on them, and just kill them with a spear. Sometimes there's like multiple of them in a room, and you kind of all get in position. It's like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go, and you kill them all at the same time. So it's pretty fun. You get like a secondary and primary weapon. You get like a tool thing. So there's like sentry turrets and like a mine layer. There's something that's like a sea foam thing to seal doors, which is kind of similar to the foam from like the finals, but a little bit different. It's
Interesting.
yeah, like I'm kind of like, damn, why didn't I like start playing this sooner? Because I have my IRL buddy Sean that was talking about, hey, like maybe we should check this out at some point, but we never did. Call your doctor today?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
What makes you think that? I totally can remember to do shit on my own, like a functioning adult.
Do you have a thing on your phone for alarms?
I do. I probably should just set it.
What time do you think you're gonna wake up tomorrow?
Well, that's a mystery to me. I don't know. I'll call tomorrow.
You should set a reminder.
Yeah,
on
no,
your phone
I
for,
definitely should.
like, 1 in the afternoon, 1:30. So they won't be closed for lunch potentially, but it won't be too early that you'll be like, oh, I'll do it later, and then you'll forget. But also
Yeah.
not too late.
Right. That they
Somewhere between 1:30 and 2. And trust me, this is my suggestion as someone who's struggled with this shit their entire life.
Yeah.
And as soon as I start putting it off, and it's like, oh, like I'll do it later tomorrow, a week goes by, and then it's like, fuck, I still need to do this. So.
No, yeah, for sure. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So,
I might be interested in it.
don't want to see my friends suffer unnecessarily, especially
Yeah.
anxiety. Like,
Right.
that shit is not fun. And obviously kind of gets in the way of everything.
Sure does.
Yeah. Oh man, when I was trying to stop smoking weed before I got on any meds, and I was smoking, you know what dabs are, right?
Yeah.
I was taking 10 to 15 dabs a day, big ones.
Damn.
I was probably consuming close to 1,000 milligrams of THC a day.
Damn.
So.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, you build a tolerance to it, so it's kind of
Yeah. You kind of have to do
becomes
more over time, kind of thing.
Normal, right? But when you try to just stop doing that abruptly, or close to it.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking anxiety, dude. Over anything for no reason. You're just sweating and fucking feeling all panicky, and you can't fucking eat because you're going through withdrawal, and it's
yeah.
People love to use the excuse that weed is not addictive, and I guess if you're comparing it to something like heroin or
or cocaine or something like that.
Cocaine, or even the Adderall that I take,
yeah.
No, it's not quite addictive in that way, but
it's
you
addictive
absolutely
enough.
can have a fucking physical dependency on it, and having withdrawal symptoms from it, especially nowadays with how potent everything is. That shit is very real.
Yeah. Well, and if you can have an addiction to caffeine, you can have an addiction to weed. That's how I look at it.
No, I mean, some people have an addiction to food. I mean, there may not be a withdrawal in that same sense.
No,
but,
yeah. Well, but for caffeine, you withdraw from caffeine and you get headaches,
caffeine
and
some
you
of
get
the fucking worst.
Yeah, dude. And sugar too. Sugar's the other.
See, I haven't experienced
big one.
Physical symptoms from sugar withdrawal, but I
have, just because of how much I used to eat.
Extreme cravings for it.
Yeah.
Well, and the harder part is for me, the times that I've quit caffeine, or when I gave up nicotine, shit like that, sugar, brother. That's all my body wanted.
Yeah.
I actually, so there was when I went to rehab when I was younger, I went and did 5 weeks in a inpatient rehab facility, and then they recommended that I go to this kind of not really a full-on treatment center, but it wasn't quite a halfway house. It was a little bit in between. It was a place that's called Stepping Stone down in San Diego.
No, yeah, we have that here too.
You have a Stepping Stone?
I don't know if it's called that, but the idea is the same.
And this one was kind of was LGBTQ plus oriented.
Gotcha.
And honestly, a lot of the people that were there were pretty cool. Nice, kind of various ages and things and reasons, whatever. That was one of the places that I actually got fully educated about what it's like for people now to live with HIV, or this was 10 years ago, but and that it's it's not a death sentence, and if you take your meds, you know, like
You
you're
live
gonna
a
have
relatively
long,
normal life.
healthy life. Yeah, I mean, for some people, they're what's called undetectable. You know, where like the
Right.
viral load in their body is 0, and so technically, you have less of a chance of getting HIV from them than you do of, you know, getting it from someone who just doesn't have it but isn't, you know, taking, like, anyway. So I ended up, you know, being there for a few months, and I smoked cigarettes still, and I was trying to get more into like music and singing again, but obviously the smoking cigarettes was fucking up my voice, and so I decided, like, I'm gonna quit. And so, you know, a couple days in, cue the like insane sugar and chocolate cravings. There was a rule that, you know, you can't have or eat like food in your room or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't give a fuck. So it's just like, well, no, like I'm trying, you know. And so the like director of the place, who was just like this horrible, awful fucking dyke bitch, like, ended up kicking me out over that, which I then promptly relapsed, and
Yeah, of course,
I
right?
literally went to the store and bought a bottle of something. We were close to like a YMCA and like a park. Walked over there, found some dude with like a Rasta armband on, and asked him if we, you know, I could get some weed, you know, which is like, yeah. And I was in like this alleyway by where some houses were, had this like money in my wallet or whatever, and a couple people that I knew from like AA and A whatever, literally like rolled up and found me, and basically I was explained, saved me from getting jumped and my money stolen,
Oh,
because
nice.
I was 23 and naive as fuck.
Yeah.
From, you know, a white boy coming from suburbs and very privileged and somewhat sheltered life.
Right.
And I will say that was the one very good thing about living in the city, is that shit disappeared, because it's like, oh, this is what like actual real life is like. Got it. You know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, luckily I've never had the privilege of living in some like, you know,
Honestly, it's
sheltered
somewhat less
suburban thing, but
privilege than you might think.
yeah.
Somewhat. In some ways, yes. In other ways, no.
Yeah, in other ways, it was like my senior year, me and my buddy are walking, because our high school was downtown, and so they had an open campus. And, you know, just, I think what really did it for me, because it was like my senior year when the whole fentanyl thing truly started hitting hard.
I see.
And, or at least in our area. And, saw some freshman girls buying weed from a homeless guy, and the weed was in a Ziploc bag. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Wow.
Like, you don't know where that's been. Like, I don't know. I'm also just like, I'm also a bit of a germaphobe, so it's like that kind of thing. Just like, I don't know.
Two things. Number one, like,
I mean, if you're trying to get
there's
weed, you don't
literally
care.
no reason for someone to lace their weed with something like that. Like, it's literally just an added cost for like zero benefit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
unless they're literally just trying to hurt you, which again makes no sense from a business standpoint of someone selling it. It's just not gonna happen. Like, it's not something that someone's gonna do.
yeah,
What
I still
people
like,
will mix fentanyl into. Oh, well, and also secondly, from the germ standpoint, you're lighting it on fire.
Well,
any germs that were on there are getting incinerated.
No,
before that shit's going in your lungs.
I understand that. I'm just saying, like, even then, like, I don't know. It's just like, it's from a homeless person, you know, which I guess
No,
could
that's
be
sketchy.
safer
I completely
than,
agree.
like, you know, somebody who runs a business or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, like, at the same time, I don't know. There's so many homeless people that filter in and out of Colorado Springs that it's like...
It's still sketchy, but also we have a huge homeless problem here in California.
Well, yeah, I know that.
But I think there's much less of a risk in them buying weed from someone they don't know, even if they're homeless, than literally anything else. Because now it's literally every other drug that shit is mixed into because it is cheaper.
Yeah.
And will maximize their profits because
because
they
it
can mix
dilutes
it
it
with
and
that
whatnot.
exactly, but for cheaper than the other cutting agents or original price of it.
Yeah.
I think the scariest thing is literally just any sort of pill, because unless you know specifically that it's this actual prescription medication, which is, again, like, you know, I'm Googling that shit before it, well, not that I've even done this, but like,
Right.
you know, I would be Googling this shit before it's ever going in my body, and or buying a test kit and making sure that that shit is not even in there.
Yeah,
Few times that I ever bought prescription pills, I literally saw them come out of the bottle, and it was before anybody even was mentioning the word fentanyl, other than one time I heard someone say they had the fucking prescription, like, lollipop things that
Gotcha.
actually were fentanyl, but, like, you know, in a controlled dosing mechanism. And that's the type of shit that's given to, like, cancer patients and people with, like, severe, intractable chronic pain.
Right. No. And that, you know, that's understandable to me, because it's like, well, it's used medically by professionals who know what they're doing, who are literally trained to do this shit.
Well, and honestly, what fentanyl in, like, a clinical or hospital setting is most commonly used for is anesthesia, because it is something that is powerful but is also very short acting compared to other drugs and other, like, potential things that could be used as a sedative that you would then maybe need to, you know, administer a different drug to reverse the effects of.
Yeah.
Compared to fentanyl, which is, like, you know, gonna wear off very quickly.
No,
but that's
for
also
sure.
part of why it's so addictive. And because it's such a potent substance, you know, it's like 100 times stronger than morphine, its dosage is measured typically in micrograms.
Yeah.
So extremely easy to overdo. I mean, shit, dude, my fucking brother almost died twice in the last 6 months from it. Like, my dad and his ex-girlfriend, you know, girlfriend at the time, went and found him at his school, you know, just passed out in his car. Because he wasn't answering his phone. And then there was another night where he was literally at home with them in the apartment, my dad there, who's smoking that shit in the bathroom, and fucking, you know, my dad called the paramedics and they put, like, a life pack on him and monitored his vitals to make sure that he wasn't gonna die or, you know, go into, like, respiratory failure. And the paramedic was just like, dude, like, if you keep doing this shit, you're probably gonna die. And, like, stops himself. He's like, no, like, if you keep doing this, you will die.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think he's doing great, but to my knowledge right now, he's sober. He's on Suboxone. So, you know, he's...
That's good, at least.
Not using. Yeah. But, I mean, he's definitely not in a good place. I mean, his fucking life just imploded, basically.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
He graduated with his master's, so now he has to do the actual, like, you know, get all his hours and things for getting licensed and all that, so that he can actually be, you know, drug addiction counselor.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Whatever it is. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. Well, it's like, I don't know, like, my brother's 33, but
right.
It's like, to me, I still see him as, like, you know, like, childlike in some ways. And I think I kind of am too. I think we both are. But it's just, you know, yeah, it's hard because he's a great person, actually, and like, I have a lot of love for my brother, but the fucking addict, the disease of addiction turns people into monsters, myself included. And that's why I'm just so fucking terrified to like touch anything at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Because I like feeling like I'm at least somewhat in control of myself. Anyway, sorry, I'm on a fucking rant here.
Oh, you're good, man.
Are you still playing on it?
Yeah. Oh my fucking god, I suck at this game.
It's okay, I do too. But yeah, like if you...
No, I'm down to play, honestly.
Alright.
I have the money to buy it if you don't want to buy it for me. It's up
It's up to you. If you can, I mean, go for it, but like, you know, if not, I got you.
It would be cool if you did. That's all I'll say.
No, I got
It
you,
would be greatly appreciated.
I'll literally make that money in an hour tomorrow morning, so.
Okay.
I got you.
There you go. I won't, so.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just, yeah.